What is going on, guys, and welcome back to the Fourth and Wrong podcast. I am one of your hosts, Marshall, along with Colin, Dallas, and Donnie. Before we get started in today's episode, we are posting almost every single day on TikTok and sometimes YouTube Shorts. So go follow TikTok, go follow YouTube Shorts. We'll be uploading all the time on all those, and some will be actually real, some will be stupid, and some will have really bad takes on who their top 10 quarterbacks are. So make sure you go check those out. But we'll get in today's episode. I don't know what we want to talk about first. Cam Sutton came out. They said they were giving him an 8-game suspension. It turns out he did violate the policies. I mean, we found out what happened. I would hope that man violated some kind of policy, but he will be suspended 8 games for the start of the 2024 season. Still on the Steelers. I'm surprised that man's even on a team, but I mean,
yeah,
hey,
I'm just really glad that the Lions didn't try and do some dumb shit. And
Brad
they were
Holmes
like,
couldn't.
let's
Brad
wait
Holmes
and
didn't
see
want
what
that.
happens. You know, like they
Didn't
cut
want
him
to risk it.
immediately.
Brad Holmes said, "Nah, fuck that. You don't
Yeah.
want that shit." So, which is good.
All right. What else? What else is there to talk about?
I can't do the intro forever. Jeez.
Well, I know, but like, what else? What else is there to talk about this week? I mean, Cam Sutton was the biggest news today, really.
Biggest thing that we've missed is Aaron Rodgers missing all the mandatory minicamp and all the speculation on where he
Who
was.
the fuck cares?
I don't know. I don't
Well, that was not directed
talk
at you.
about
I
it.
just mean like the people that do give a shit. Like who like
say,
why
bro.
it's not gonna make a fucking difference. That man won 2 MVPs on shrooms the whole season. Like it does not
agree
matter.
with
That man has been mentally checked
I
out for the
agree
last
with
6
that.
years.
Listen. Okay, I agree, Colin. Sorry, I brought it up and you said, "Who the fuck cares?" My
Sorry, that
bad.
was a little aggressive.
No, my thing is
Little.
like I don't really give a fuck either. And like Pat McAfee talked about this. He was like, he's been at every voluntary camp, like, and he missed like I don't even know how many days it was, a couple of days, even if it was the full week of mandatory camp. It was like the first stuff he's missed since I think he's become a Jet. So
Did they get
that's not
fined
really
for
a big deal to me.
missing mandatory camp?
I would imagine
Yes,
there's some sort of
this is the
repercussions.
thing. This is the thing. Only if it's an excused, and that's what I was just about to say. If it's excused, like it's deemed excused by the team, I believe they do not get fined. If it's deemed unexcused, like, for example, what's his fucking name? He got
Doing
traded
what
to the
Aaron
Jets.
Rodgers is doing and going to fucking Egypt in the middle of mandatory
No.
camp.
No, I'm trying to think of Hassan Reddick. He just got traded to the Jets. He's holding out for a new contract.
Oh,
He's not there, but and it's excuse absence, but like we know why. Like
So
it's
holding
because of
out
the
for a contract, you'd get fined. Bro's holding out for
Yes,
money
you
and
get-
gets fined
you
money.
get fined- You get
Yeah.
fined once you finally like sign the contract if you're unsigned or anything like that, I believe. But
Yeah, it was the same
that's-
thing with Chris Jones last year. He was holding out.
yeah.
yeah. If you miss time, but like that makes sense, right? Like you're missing because of a contract. It might not be a clear or like an acceptable reason in everybody's eyes, but like it makes sense to everybody.
Yeah.
This is different to me because Aaron apparently let the coaching staff know, and for Robert Saleh to go up there and say it was an unexcused absence, because I don't know about you guys, I feel like that Robert Saleh did not like make a fuss about it like to Aaron's face, you know what I mean? Like Aaron probably told him, and he was probably like, "Okay, Aaron, like whatever you got to do, that's fine." Then him to go up to the podium and say he doesn't excuse it, I think that's either like Robert Saleh just kind of like bitched out in the moment, and he was like actually didn't want Aaron to do it, but like he just said like, "Okay, Aaron, whatever you want," and that's obviously a problem. Or I think he went to, I don't know if it was like a meeting. Obviously, nobody knows anything about this shit yet. Like it hasn't even come out. I don't think exactly where he went, but if they had like a meeting post the fact, whether it was the GM, the owner, whoever, and they didn't agree, and then Robert Saleh had to go out there and be like the face of the organization in response to him not being there and say like, "Oh yeah, we don't, like it's unexcused absence. He's going to get fined for all this bullshit." I think that's the bigger story. Like if he's going to be gone and he came out and he was like, "Yep, Aaron's gone. It's fine. He's been here for everything. We accept it. Aaron's done everything right. We can't wait till he's back." That's a different story than coming out and being like, "Yep, he's gone. We don't really know why." Like that's what the story is to me. The Jets are not on the fucking same page with it, and they're never on the same page with anything.
Yeah.
And
Well, it is the Jets.
that makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I don't know. It is wild. Aaron's always been on one, I felt like, but it is Aaron Rodgers, so realistically, what are you gonna you can't I feel like I don't know. I feel like you can't really tell him off. You just gotta kinda roll with it or whatever, but who
That's
knows?
what they signed up for it by
We'll see.
getting Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, they did. I agree. Aaron's always been that iffy type, but not really any other news in the NFL, honestly. July is always the dead month of the NFL.
Yeah. So everyone's getting ready for fucking camp.
I know.
I'm just glad we
When
haven't heard any.
when does training camp start? Is it the
It
end of this
starts
month or is it the first part of
middle of
August?
this month.
Okay. So
The
it's
I was
coming
gonna
up
say
quick.
we're getting offers.
Probably by
to
the time this episode comes out.
We're getting offers to get tickets
Yeah,
to go.
actually, I believe so. The earliest I saw any camp start, because like on the NFL Network,
I want to say
and
the
stuff,
lines
they'll
are
have
like
it
the
on,
early 20s.
Twitter. The earliest one I saw was, I believe, the 11th or the 10th, something like that.
How do
Each team,
you determine who starts when? Like it should be like
It's
a
up-
set
it's
like
up-
nobody can start before this day.
well, I believe that's in like the CBA, like when you can start, because there's like a window when you can start, and then each team can decide within set window. Okay, we're gonna start here.
Gotcha. So it's like teams are sacrificing, like you could start as early as that, but teams are deciding
then-
whether or not they actually want to, or if they want to like
Yeah.
get some extra rest.
Not only that, but also teams decide, like, most teams have it like, say camp starts on the 17th for everybody. Usually rookies will come in like the 15th or the 14th, and they'll
Yeah.
have just the rookies in 2 or 3 days beforehand. Not every team does that. Like the Chargers, I believe everybody reports like the 13th, something like that. That's up to the team's discretion as well. Like, I don't know. The CBA is so weird, and they can't even like padded practice, so it doesn't even really fucking matter. You're only allowed to like pad practice like once or twice a week. But
We just got like the email like that we can get tickets for training camp in early August. Obviously, the ones in July are more private, but then they start doing open ones in early August. So, hopefully, we'll get to go and see some of those. And Colin not freak out this time about Tracy Walker. Unfortunately, he won't be there.
no, David Blau.
Oh yeah, David Blau. That was the best man of
Right.
that moment. This best moment of that man's life was getting David Blau
I
autograph.
would pull up the helmet, but it's downstairs on our
Let's
TV
say, wasn't
stand.
it? Was it just David Blau and Tracy Walker? Was that it?
Yes, that he got,
That was
bro.
all I
Because
got signed by.
when
Well,
I got Tracy's autograph, well, I already had Tracy's autograph, so I didn't need it. And Donnie got it on a shirt, and he's like, "Colin, Tracy Walker's over here if you want some." He goes, "Ooh," and dropped everything. And
Colin had literally just put his mini helmet back into the container all nicely, just how it's packaged.
Yep.
And then literally, I turn around, this man Colin has it sitting here. He's like, "Ooh," and he fucking rips it back out.
yeah, it
Oh
was
shit,
pretty wild.
David Blau's a quarterback coach for the Washington Commanders.
Really?
And that's why
Yeah.
they're gonna do shit this year.
Well, that's kind of weird because he fucking literally that offseason, I believe it was, he ended up getting cut by us and going to the Vikings.
Yeah, and then
Or,
he was
yeah,
back for a little bit
Vikings.
this past season. And so now
Did he
he's
really?
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
He sat on the practice squad for like half the year, but he was on the sideline for a couple games, just holding the fucking iPad for Jared.
yeah.
That is the best job in all of sports. Is just
Dude.
being a quarterback.
Yes,
That's
backup quarterback.
It's like-
oh
Backup
my
quarterback,
gosh.
especially like a
I wouldn't
third
even-
stringer, you know?
People always think backup quarterback, and like, yeah, that's a good job. The best spot is probably that third string quarterback because you don't even have to take second team reps. You literally just get paid to be like a fringe roster guy.
Yeah.
And bro gets paid a couple $1 million to do it.
Exactly. That's what I'm
I was
saying.
gonna say he makes more money in one season than I do, or I will in my entire life.
It's just crazy. That is
Colin,
like
don't get ahead of yourself.
And you get front row seats to every game. Like
Bro.
shit.
exactly. You're on the
Man.
sidelines to fucking every game.
And
Even
then when you inevitably get dropped from a team, just go sign with your fucking favorite team. You get to be on the sideline to watch your favorite team play. And you get to wear the jersey, bro. Like,
Man.
get to meet all the coaches, all your
And
favorite
don't worry, if
players.
the quarterback goes down,
don't
you
know.
don't have to come in.
Colin, I don't know if you're like mixing this up with high school. I've never seen like a practice squad NFL player have their jersey on the sideline.
No, that's
would be
valid.
fucking
That's
so-
valid.
That's like
Hey,
the
but then you're
JV
gonna
player
run into
for
a
high
game.
school.
Then you're gonna run into a game where like it's just like injury after injury, and then you're gonna actually need them, and you're gonna have to put the punter in there instead because the third stringer didn't dress for the game.
Well, that's not how that works. You can only dress 45, so like he couldn't
True.
play. So
Hey, there's string quarterback. It's a very important position.
he's
You gotta
just
be
gonna
ready to go
run
at
out
all
there.
times.
Facts.
He's just gonna run out there with the loose jersey, no pads or anything on. He just has like football pants pulled up.
Like how Michael Bennett used to wear his with the tiny ass pads.
Fucking worse than
Just
Michael
rolled
Bennett.
up his sleeves onto his shoulders every game.
Dude, Michael Bennett was a dog for that. I don't know
He
how that
was.
man did not tear his shoulder every fucking tackle.
I don't know, dude.
You know that shit had to hurt.
Like getting blocked without pads hurts. Yo, what's up? It's Colin. Just realized as I'm sitting here editing this episode that we did not record an intro for this next segment. So, in case you missed it on our TikTok, Marshall, Donnie, and Dallas have all put out quarterback rankings, and Donnie's were absolutely wild. So, we wanted to unpack those a little bit, and here's that segment. Stafford is the second best quarterback in the league right now. You genuinely believe
I
that with your
literally
whole
said in the
fucking chest.
caption. Like I literally said in the caption, I think quarterbacks like 2 through 5, 2 through 6, there's not really that big of a difference in. Like I think,
So
like
move
I
him to
had Josh
5.
Allen, huh?
So move him to 5.
Yeah. Why'd you put him at 2 then?
No, because that would be.
Why'd you
Okay,
put him at
well,
2?
if you would let me finish my fucking words, there, guys. If I believe 2 through 5 falls under, like a fucking like there's a razor's edge in difference, like, and it kind of falls into like a personal preference there. And I think quarterbacks, fucking, I don't even know, 2 through 5, 2 through 6, I think they all have their own limitations or fucking things that stop them from being number one. Lamar has
2 MVPs.
2 MVPs.
What are you
Just won the MVP.
What are you counting on your wrist?
I'm waiting for you to tell me why Stafford is 2. You haven't said anything on why.
I quite literally
You're just fucking.
said it
You're
comes
just
down.
going. You're
All
spinning.
right, are you just gonna like fucking start a
just
fight
spinning.
the entire fucking thing?
You're spinning your
Are
wheels.
you gonna
right
let me
now,
talk?
bud.
Are you gonna let me talk?
We've waited. I like it, Colin. I like it.
Thank you, Colin. But no,
since I'm so high, I'm going to be a moderator today.
I think it comes down to personal preference, and I think out of all the issues that I deem 2 through 5/6 has between Josh Allen's turnovers, he's obviously great without the turnovers, but he has fucking turnover issues. Then you've got Justin Herbert, who's maybe one of the best talents, but just like hasn't won yet. You got fucking I believe, nope, it wasn't Burrow. Who the fuck did I have?
Well, then why is my list whack? If it's
I was just joking. These guys are fucking having a goddamn heyday. I was just ragging you on your list.
I don't hate Marshall's list. I don't necessarily
Marshall's
agree
list
with
either.
it.
No, you guys are fucking. Why is Marshall's list so bad? It's not that bad. I'm just fucking ragging on my fucking friend. You guys are just weird.
Oh, I never said that part.
Marshall's the
Marshall.
only one that
Marshall's
said
the
that.
only one that did not pick up on the fact that you were
Marshall's the
joking.
only one that said it.
You literally said it, but okay, whatever. Anyway, but yeah, out of all the issues, I think I would give my personal opinion. I'm going to give Stafford the edge because I think Stafford's issues aren't exactly, oh, he can't do in the playoffs. Oh, his fucking team isn't as good. Like, I think I think he carried a pretty subpar Rams team last year. I think he carried them. They almost beat the Lions, who went to the fucking NFC Championship. I think if they didn't run into the Lions, I think they could have made the NFC Championship. I think they're a team. I think they're a team that should win 6 to 8 games, and him being on the roster pushes them more towards 10 or 11. And I think that's a fucking big difference. I think that's what a top 5 quarterback does.
So if Lamar wasn't on his roster, then what would happen?
I think if you switched out Lamar, like, who do you think switch him out for? Give me like a hypothetical switch out.
I think Lamar is the one QB in the league where there is only one QB that could take over that spot and do good. Maybe 2. And I think that one QB is probably Mahomes.
I would have agreed pre them switching offensive coordinators. Like when they had Greg Roman and it was more of like a running system, I would agree because then you needed Lamar to run. But last year he didn't really run as much and they went to more of like a typical pro style offense. And so I would say, like, I'm not saying Lamar isn't a great quarterback. That's what you guys are fucking. I don't know why you guys are thinking I'm saying that shit. I think Lamar is great. He's literally, I had him fucking number 3. Like, he's awesome. He's the MVP. It was a weak year for MVP, but I think he deserved it. I'm just saying that, like, I think if you take Lamar off the Ravens and switch him out for literally the dead middle 16th best quarterback, which is probably fucking.
I think if
I
you
don't
take
even know.
Lamar and throw him on the
Cousins.
Rams, I think they do better than they were with Stafford.
And I don't think so.
I definitely do think.
I think with
their offense would become so much more
Lamar,
dynamic. I think you're not thinking about how good
exactly mean better.
Lamar's so good on his feet that
But
I
the
think
thing-
that
the difference-
they're pretty
there's
close in
difference.
passers, but I
Stop
think he's so
talking
good
over
on
this
his
man.
feet.
Jesus.
I think he's so good
you're
on his
fucking
feet.
want to talk. Jesus Christ.
I think he's so good on his feet. You forget that he's so good on his feet, and you're just not taking that into effect. Like,
Yes, Lamar is great on his feet. But you just said what you said. I don't think fucking really says anything. You said Lamar would make that offense more dynamic. Of course he can. Stafford, as much as I love Stafford, he's a fucking statue. Like, he's never been able to move. But what is going to work? What works better in McVay's style offense? Like a quarterback that can run, which we've never seen him with, so who fucking knows how to work? Or a quarterback with impeccable timing and fucking arm strength, which is what.
Listen,
Stafford
I'm
has.
all for Stafford being good, but in terms, even if like he is, he hasn't put up shit in terms of stat sheet the last 2 years. Like, his stat sheet's weak as hell the last 2 years, so I can't physically put him in my
That's
top
what
I
5.
just think over the
His
I
last
hear
two
you out.
his last 2 years he's just stat sheet is so bad.
You mean 2 years ago when he played, I think 5 games and missed all the year? Yeah, I don't think his stats would be good. Okay,
last
year he missed a game, maybe 2. He missed at least 1. So that's obviously going to ding the stats. And let me say again, fucking, they made the playoffs, and his best weapon was a fucking 6th round rookie. Like, that's. I know Puka's awesome, and he ended up being awesome, but he was
like,
a fucking 6.
2 years ago he missed 8
Stafford
games.
helped
Last
make
year he
him
missed
great.
2 years
No,
ago
I
he
don't
missed
like
8
that
games.
Puka argument.
2 years ago he missed 8 games. Last year he missed 2 games, but that's still like the.
Okay, well, that brings down his stats, obviously.
But
So
like
of course,
last year
somebody
two,
played
only
8
missing 2 games, 24 touchdowns. That ain't it. That ain't it.
Kieran Williams was one of the best fucking touchdown backs in the league last year. Like,
But
okay,
that doesn't matter. You can't use that in an argument to how good Stafford is.
how much did the fucking MVP have in touchdowns? What was Lamar's touchdown?
He had the same amount of touchdowns, but again, his movement on the feet.
But that's weird. That's crazy.
Did you not just hear what I said? What about his rushing yards?
Okay, but your reasoning and he wasn't that good.
He also had like 5 less interceptions.
His stats weren't as good. Okay, my thing is, last year nobody's stats were really that good. Lamar didn't win the MVP because he had great stats. He won it because he was on one of the best teams, and he's one of the best players in the league. If fucking the Chiefs would have had 2 more wins, Mahomes would have fucking won it, and his stats weren't great. That's just kind of how it ended up being. Is like, what's the best team? Do they have a top 3 fucking quarterback? Okay, he's gonna end up getting it because that's how it fucking worked.
So where was Joe Burrow on your list?
I believe he was 6.
Why is Joe Burrow that low?
My categorization was under who's the most talented quarterback that we've seen play the last fucking year. And I like Joe Burrow. I'm not his big fan. I don't think he's I don't think he's the second best quarterback in the league like people think back when he made the Super Bowl. I think he's good, but even if to not take that into account, he's been hurt so much. Like, his fucking
he was only
injuries
hurt last year. So if we're talking hurt, you saying Stafford's hurt, like that you can't have it both ways, my man.
Okay, how many games did Matthew Stafford miss last year?
Okay. Oh,
okay, he missed 2.
Yeah,
he missed 2.
Burrow missed a lot last year.
How many did Burrow miss last year? Okay, that would be
the year before that. How many did Stafford miss, and how many did Burrow miss?
Did I just say my list was on the last 3 years? Or did I just say my list was on last year?
We said just going into next year.
I said I said my list.
But again, your argument you just said was his injuries. You just said injuries. You didn't
Yes.
say anything else. Stafford has the same amount of injuries.
Stafford would have missed fucking 10, 12 games like Joe Burrow. He wouldn't have been number 2. I can fucking promise you that. I don't understand.
Stafford 2 years ago missed more games than Burrow did last year.
Okay, and good thing it was last year going into this year and not 2 years ago going into last year.
But your argument is that his injuries.
You're trying to act
okay,
like,
but what about Stafford's injuries?
You're trying to act like I'm hypocritical in the injuries when a guy missed 2 games and a guy missed
fucking. Then I'm gonna go back on your list. If you're going off of last year, if you're just going off last year alone, Burrow shouldn't even make the top 10 because he was injured. But no, again, so your list doesn't make sense.
You can have the fucking awareness of he was hurt, but he's still a top X guy.
Then he should be up there.
No, you can move a guy down slightly based on the question mark.
See, that you can't have it both ways. You're trying to have it both ways with Stafford, but you aren't doing it with Burrow.
So knowing Burrow was hurt last year, you don't think he's a top 20 quarterback?
No,
that's what you're saying.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
No, you can't do that though.
I'm saying you aren't putting both into perspective. I'm saying you're not taking.
You can take something into account and admit it's not the fucking main thing.
Because you're not doing the same thing with Stafford. You're being a bit hypocritical.
Okay, how? Because all 3 of you think that, and you're just fucking kind of beating around the bush.
Because if this is just based, so what is your list based off of?
It is based on last year going into this year, the most talented fucking player. I don't give a fuck if their team's in a position to win. Most talented player.
Okay, then if we're going off talent, Burrow has showed just as much talent as Stafford.
Okay, yes, and he fucking has a major health concern right now that Stafford does not have.
Stafford's got a very bad back issues. Like he has always had back issues his entire career.
Was his back issues last year? Did it affect him in 10 plus games like Joe Burrow did?
He did miss 2 games.
Okay, did it affect 10 plus like Joe Burrow's hand and calf? No.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say a hand and calf will be a heel a little bit better than a back. And a back could happen anywhere.
Why are you having so much issue with Burrow? I put Kirk in my fucking top 10 and he missed most of last year.
I'm just trying to figure out why you're not. I'm just trying to figure out why Stafford.
You can take injuries into account and not make it the biggest thing.
Okay, if you're taking injuries to account, then Burrow should be above Stafford, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
No.
See, that's where we're getting into a little bit of realism here.
You can admit injury is a factor and bump a guy down because of it, but not like completely fucking remove him. If I was to completely remove him, that's fucking just like my list would be not top 10 quarterbacks going into next year. It would be just who had the best year last year, and that's not what I was fucking doing.
So you believe Stafford had the second best year last year and is going to continue the momentum?
I think Matthew Stafford, based on fucking what happened last year, going into this year, if I had to fucking pick 1 through 10 quarterbacks for one fucking game, I need 1 game out of them.
1 game? We're not talking about 1 game. Whoa. We said a whole season. We said going into the season. What's the game coming from?
Going into the season.
No, we want a 17 game season. That's what your list should be based off of, not 1 game.
So your list was trying to project who's going to be the top 10 quarterbacks at the end of next year?
For a whole season. For who's going to be the best quarterback all season. That's what everyone was doing their projecting for. I'm not basing it off of 1 game. Who the hell bases the projections off 1 game?
That's literally not what I just said.
You literally just said if I had to pick 1 quarterback for 1 game.
Well, yes, if you need the fucking top guys from last year going into this year based on where they're fucking at, if you were to need a guy for a game,
a season. We're not doing games. A season.
So did you take into account all 17 games on each team's schedule? Because that greatly affects a fucking quarterback season. Like you're making no sense.
No,
I just told you what mine was based off of. You can base yours off of whatever the fuck you want to base yours off of.
No one bases it off of 1 game. No one bases it off
basing it off of 1 game is different than what I'm saying.
You're saying if you were to go into next season and you want the best guy in 1 game, like literally, I am basing it off of going into next season. Who will come out as the better quarterbacks?
Okay,
Who will
so
be the
you're
better
projecting
quarterback?
who's gonna be,
And you're
you're gonna
saying,
so
so
you're
I'm
projecting
we're
who's
gonna
gonna be the
clip
best quarterback
this.
at the end of next season.
You're saying that throughout all next year, Matthew Stafford will be the second best quarterback in the league. He will be better than He will be better than Lamar. He'll be better than
No,
Burrow. He'll be
that's
better than
not.
Herbert. You literally said
Then
it was
you,
based off next
then
year.
you, Marshall. I hope you real like. First off, we did our top tens on 2 different things, and that's not an issue. But you're trying to grade me on your curve. You can't do that.
Okay,
I just told you what my basis
okay,
was.
all right, say it again.
Based on the ending of last year,
Okay.
going into
And you
this
think
year,
okay, and then going into this year.
yes, my top guys, based on if you need them for a game, that is how my list is set up.
And you think Stafford will be
If I needed
based off last year, going into next year and in a game, you think Stafford is better than Lamar, Burrow, these guys?
If I needed them for one game, based
See,
on
that's
what
where you're losing me. The fact that we're saying we need them for one game, stop basing them off one. No one bases them off that. And you keep telling me, I'm not basing it off one game. You literally are saying one game. Stop saying one game if you're not meaning one game. Then you literally said one game every time.
I'm saying
every time.
The way you keep saying it is you're basing it off of one game. Saying
you keep saying it.
Yes, but you're saying it as if like I'm picking like a game to base.
You literally keep saying that. Yes, that's exactly what you keep saying. You just literally. Am I the only one that think is crazy? That does he not keep saying if I had to pick a quarterback for a game? Am I the only one that's crazy? Like.
Yes, and that's different than what you keep saying. You keep saying based on
we're saying the same thing.
No, we're fucking not.
We're saying the same thing.
I just hope you know. Then you should go on and fucking change the name of your goddamn tiers because
I just said top 10 quarterbacks going into next year.
No, but you just said the list is. By the end of next year, who's going to be the top 10 guys? Okay,
no,
so your
list is just who I think will be the best quarterbacks next year.
You just said. That's literally what you just said, though.
Okay, that's fine. Based off the end of next year.
Shit.
Why would I have to change it? That's what I think it's going to be.
What you just said is different than what you made or what you fucking said.
I just said my top 10 quarterbacks for next season. It doesn't. You just. I don't have to put top 10 quarterbacks for next season. How it's going to be?
That is different than who's going to be the best at the end of next year. Those are two different.
It's the same thing for me, man.
No, those are two different things.
And I need you to go in and
Donnie's
change.
right in this scenario.
Okay,
he
then I need Donnie to go in and change
right now.
Then I need to go in and change. Donnie needs to change it to one. Then I need you to put in parentheses. If I had to pick a quarterback for one game to go in and be my guy, it would be this guy. I don't care how you look at it. I am just basing mine off of. Going into next season. That is what mine is. It is going into next season. I don't care how you look at it. Going into next season is how I have my quarterback rating.
All right. You're a moderator here?
We made our list. No, we made our list on two separate things, and that's fine. But you can't come at me when I made mine based on a slightly different criteria than you.
Okay, I'm not coming
to look at my list through your eyes.
All right.
It's not my fault.
We're taking a second. Dallas, you raised your hand. What do you have to say?
So there's a lot being said right now. Both sides, both Marshall and Donnie.
Are we in preschool?
Yes.
I guess I can lower my hand now. I am speaking. I guess a question for both Marshall and Donnie. If somebody was to ask you who is the second best quarterback in the league right now, not for a game, not for a season, just straight up the second best quarterback in the league, would it be whoever you have at number 2?
Yes. If you were to just say, if the straight up question, who is as of this second, who was the second best quarterback in the NFL? Mine would still be Lamar Jackson.
Okay, yeah, and mine would still be Matthew Stafford because again, different criteria.
Okay.
What criteria?
I just said my criteria. Do you want to get back into
your
this?
criteria does not matter to answer this question. That's not what he asked you.
Yeah.
He asked you if you were to pick a quarterback
going in.
Not going into next season.
No,
right.
Just
well, I mean, technically, yes,
NFL
because we are going into next season, but right this second, because there's nothing is going to change between now and the start of the season. right this second, who is the second best quarterback in the NFL? Do
Who
you
would
think
I
it's
know?
Matthew Stafford?
Yes, that's who I would fucking name. I just made my TikTok fucking 3 days ago.
Okay.
But that's
Okay.
not your criteria. That's not what you made your criteria.
But Dallas literally just asked me a question, and I just fucking answered it.
So you think
How
Matthew
is that
Stafford
not
is the
my
second best quarterback in the NFL right now?
In my opinion, yes.
And that's
How many times am I
crazy.
gonna say just because you guys disagree?
I
This
didn't
is
know
what
we
you
were
guys
doing
don't
hot
get.
takes.
Just because
That
you
is a
three,
hot take.
just because you three disagree doesn't mean I give a single fuck.
It's not just us three, dog. It's
Okay, that's
literally
fine.
99% of
Al?
everyone.
I literally don't give a single fuck. There's a reason it's my opinion and not any of your guys's.
That was
anybody else.
honestly the most glaring issue that I had with your top 10. I was a little hesitant about the CJ Stroud stuff just because I feel like we haven't seen enough from him, like, like multiple seasons of sustained
We
success.
both put him at 10, didn't we?
I think so. But
But
I
put him
can't justify
in-
putting him in a top 10 right now because I feel like
I didn't hear what you said, Donnie. What'd you say?
I don't know what you put. I put on there that he's too young. Basically, is what I said.
I couldn't. I didn't want to put. I didn't
I
want to
think
put an
that's what-
essay
see, for
about
me,
him.
I feel like he's too
I think
young
that's
and
what
hasn't
Colin-
played enough to even put him in the top 10. I think he's just outside the top 10. I just can't
I
justify
think
putting him in the top 10.
I think he belongs at 10. I think he proved that he took now, to be fair, we could see it could be all coaching staff, but he literally took a team. And first off, I think a lot of it is he proved everybody wrong. Like, bro, everyone came out
That's
this year.
true.
And this
Everyone
just
thought he was
shows
gonna
that
be a
draft
bust.
analysts sometimes don't know a fucking flying shit. Like, bro, the bro got a 62 on his test, and everyone's like, what the fuck? And as much of a Bryce Young fan I am, everyone's like, yeah, I think Bryce Young might be the guy. The Panthers will be haunted forever, I bet, even though I like Bryce Young, by the fact they didn't take CJ Stroud. But
It pisses
I
me
know
off that Donnie was right about Bryce Young. I don't want to.
Well,
take away
it's still
it's still
early.
early.
It's,
And I'm a big Bryce Young fan, but to be fair,
Thank you,
there's a
Colin.
couple
He
things
does
wrong
play
with
for a cursed team
there's
right now.
there's a
though,
couple things
to be
wrong with
fair.
I
Bryce
would-
Young.
so did Cam Newton.
I
True.
will admit. Okay, well,
Cam Newton is an entirely different
Just
prospect than
a quick
Bryce Young,
pause.
though.
A
So
quick
did Matt
pause.
Corral.
on there. Thank you for that, Colin. I appreciate that. And now this is kind of weird, but like now I'm not as down on Bryce Young as what I was going into
That's
last
so
year. Like,
crazy to me.
no,
I thought
I'm
if
not
anything,
saying
you
I'm,
would be worse.
No,
I'm not.
he's right.
Hold on. I'm
People
not saying
aren't as
I'm
hyped
like-
about him.
I'm
Yeah.
not saying. No, I'm not even saying like I believe in him or I think he's going to be average now or whatever. I'm just not. I'm just saying like last year I thought the team was like solid. Not solid, but like in terms of bad teams. Like I didn't think they were going to be the worst fucking team in the league. I guess I'll say that. And they ended up being the worst fucking team in the league. And I think Adam Thielen was okay. I think his receivers weren't actually fucking awful. Like they weren't good, but they weren't like the worst we've ever seen. And like he was it comes back to he was
I remember
like if like he was kind of whatever.
Donnie pulled me
my-
off to the side. I don't know if we were golfing, but Donnie was like, I don't know where I saw it. He said it in quotations, like, I don't know where I saw it, but I saw some Bryce Young highlights the other day, and he's like, I'm not sitting here saying he's good or anything or he will be good, but I'm just saying, like, bro, if they got a good team around that man and bro had some good coaching, like, he honestly could be a decent QB. He's like, I don't think he could be top 10 or anything, but bro could be a QB that he could actually be a starter. And I was like, fair enough.
Are you sure you were golfing with me? Because I don't think I've ever said that about Bryce.
You absolutely 100% did say that.
Maybe
You were
I
like,
did.
you were like,
Maybe I did.
honestly, you were
Must
like,
have been
honestly,
day drinking or something.
you were like,
Man.
you were like,
I fucking honestly might have because
You were like
not,
Bryce Young-
not
you were
even
like-
not even taking a shot. I don't remember saying that at all.
you were
So-
like, you
I don't
basically
even
just,
remember- I
you
don't
said
even
Bryce
remember
Young wasn't
that
as bad.
fucking
You
able to
said
say
it.
that.
You said you were like, I thought Bryce Young was like literally the worst QB ever last year. But honestly, I watched some highlights, and at the end of the year, which he did put up some decent highlights. So I think he's not. We can't just up and just quit on this man and think that he's literally the worst quarterback of all time. Like, first off, he's on the Panthers, and second off, like he's just got to have a good team around him, and obviously that team is nowhere near that. So it'll be the Panthers really destroy him.
I'm gonna say what I feel like I said last year about Bryce Young, and I think now you guys will agree with it more than if I said it then. If I said exactly this then. The biggest reason like why I still I guess don't really have faith in Bryce Young versus like when he was coming in, I didn't have faith in him, is when you take a quarterback number one, almost every single time the guy has a quality where it's like, okay, he might work out, he might not work out, whatever happens, but like he has a singular quality where it's like, okay, he has a number one pick quality in X. Like you can do it with almost every quarterback. Jamarcus Russell, for as fucking awful as he was like made in a lab to play QB. He was 6'6", 240, I think, when he came out. He was kind of fast. Like you looked at him, you were like, okay, like he might be good, he might be ass, but like he's built to be a quarterback. Kyler Murray, when he came out, okay, he's small as shit, he has all these issues, but he's fast as fuck and his arm's powerful as shit. Okay,
I know what you're about to say, and I ain't gonna agree with it at all.
Matthew Stafford has all this arm talent. Cam Newton's built like a fucking brick shit house. All these things that each guy has, and I just don't think Bryce has in any field. I don't think he has any quality.
See, I don't agree with you on that one. I think you're absolutely wrong about that.
I think if he is clean in the pocket, I think he has pretty good pocket presence. I think he has good accuracy. I think he has enough arm strength. It's just like, I think if you make everything perfect around him, like his absolute like top tier ceiling is a little bit worse version of Tua.
I just want to say this. You said that, but I think you're absolutely wrong. First off,
I would push back. What's like his number one that he's an all-star quality in? What would you say?
You said Kyler Murray was fast. His 40 time was faster than Kyler Murray. He's pretty fast. Bryce Young is a lot faster than you think he is. Okay. So yes, he is fast.
Watch them play.
Okay, but we barely watched Bryce Young play. Like, bro couldn't even make it out.
Did we barely watch him play in college? Because in college, Kyler Murray was carving motherfuckers up with his legs.
But I'm talking like in the NFL. Like, we just never saw.
Yeah, I'm saying like his 40 times whatever. I didn't know that. I would have obviously never guessed that. But if you watch them play, like, when you watch them play in the NFL or college, like,
I actually haven't watched Kyler Murray play in like 3-4 years. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of missed that. Ever since 2020, I felt like that man's disappeared. Bro's good at Call of Duty on Double XP weekend. That's about it. Like, I don't know.
That ruined the image of Kyler. Kyler gets too much fucking disrespect.
So I'm looking at Bryce Young's profile for the draft that obviously he was in. The biggest takeaway that I've seen is, this is a quote from a executive from an AFC team. "We all know he's small, but you grade the talent, and if you like him, you make sure he's protected and you teach him to get the ball out on time. He carries himself like a winner."
His accuracy is very well.
Okay,
that was part of his strengths, was his accuracy.
Yeah, his accuracy is amazing.
Good operation time with a compact release as a thrower. A lot of it is like playmaker abilities, like rerouting his receivers, extending plays, type stuff like that.
So IQ basically is fucking.
Hey, you know what? No matter what happens, we've all had our bad football takes, right? Like, we've all had pretty bad football takes.
I don't know. His NFL comparison was Drew Brees, so we'll see.
We've all had players that we liked, and they turned out to be terrible. So hey, that's fine. You know, there's one person I'm thinking about in particular that Donnie hyped up a lot, and where's that man now?
You know what's crazy? I'm not gonna lie right now, Marshall. I don't even know who the fuck you're talking about.
There's so many options, Marshall. It's hard to pick one.
No, hold on. Before you say, I'm trying to think of a guy who was like an upper build guy, like he was going to be an early pick, and I said he was going to be fucking amazing.
It's just a guy you hyped up a lot, but he was a first round pick.
There's been guys where I'm like, oh, he's a late round gem.
Oh no, this guy was a first round pick, and you said he was literally going to take this team and go win a Super Bowl, and you literally hyped him up every single day.
Oh, Kenny.
Yeah, there it is. The guy that
I'm not gonna lie, that fake slide in the ACC championship, that shit was cold. That shit was so cold.
It's such a
the best moment of his career. That's it.
It's such a home move
anymore.
It
absolutely is a home move. But like busting that out in the championship game, that was kind of sick. I can't even lie.
This is the thing about Kenny though. Like that move could be a bitch move or whatever you want to say. He's gonna be the only motherfucker in like football history that ever gets to pull that move because they immediately ban that shit.
Yeah,
which probably is fair, but like that will be on highlight clips for a long time just because of how fucking like smooth he pulled that shit
All I
off.
know is
Yeah.
that in this man's NFL career, he's put up 4,400 yards, 13 touchdowns, 13 interceptions with
and
a 69 QBR.
I'll say this now that Kenny is in a bit of a rough spot behind Jalen Hurts right now. The main reason I hyped up Kenny and like thought Kenny was like gonna be decent is 99% because he went to Pittsburgh. Like because he's from Pitt and like he didn't grow up in Pitt, but like he was in Pitt for forever at Pitt. So I was like, it's gonna be a great story if he can be great.
When
I thought he
Mitchell
was
Never
Trubisky
forget
out
when
QBs
he
you,
got exposed by Western Michigan's defense.
it was mainly I was rooting for the story of him like gonna be great and like go on a run with the Steelers.
There's
All
still
I
hope.
know-
There's still hope for you, Donnie. Jalen
still
Hurts could
think-
be the
I
next
still-
Carson Wentz. You never know. Get kicked out of Philly.
I
And
still
here,
think
here comes Kenny.
I
you
still
forget
think
that Carson Wentz was good on Philly. That's crazy.
dude, if I'm not gonna lie,
For like
if fucking
3 years.
Jalen-
And then he dipped.
if Jalen like goes down or gets run out of Philly and Kenny gets stepped in and he has like a Nick Foles run and goes crazy, I'm gonna be so conflicted. I'm not gonna know how to feel. I'm gonna be like, what the fuck? I'm probably gonna be more mad because I got a Jalen Hurts Eagles jersey and I'm definitely a bigger Jalen Hurts fan. Like I love Jalen, but like
I got a
I'm still gonna
serious
take
question
kind of a
for you,
victory
Donnie.
lap.
How do
What?
you feel about Gardner Minshew?
Where
'Cause
the
he
hell
seems-
did that come from?
He
So
seems
random.
like a just because like you
Jeez.
like the most random fucking
Donnie,
mid-white
what is your
quarterbacks.
take on the Great Depression?
Because like Kenny
like
Pickett has
so
like
out of
No,
pocket.
Kenny
I'll
Pickett has
answer.
like
I feel
no
like
redeeming qualities to
If
him.
you don't like
You like the
Gardner,
most
then you don't like
random,
the
stale
NFL. Gardner's one of the most
motherfuckers.
Gardner's
I
one of the most
I'm
likable
gonna
person in the
defend Colin
NFL.
a little bit. Gardner Minshew's profile, if like I just like was introduced to him for the first time and I just had to like learn a little bit about him and watch him play, I'd be like, yeah, like he fits the bill of somebody.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, he
But I
fits the
am
bill.
fully expecting you to tell me, or
Yeah,
I'm fully expecting for you to
fits-
tell me that you do not like him in this moment.
He fits the bill of somebody who I'd fucking love, and I actually really do like Gardner.
Yeah.
Me
Okay,
and
cool. I
Everyone
thought you were
likes
about to say
Gardner.
that. I
If you
genuinely
don't
thought
like
you were about to be
Gardner,
like,
then you're just
nah.
weird. Like, what is there to hate about Gardner?
I like Gardner just because he really is Ryan Fitzpatrick 2.0. He's a cool dude who's gonna bounce around, and like when he plays,
And you
it's gonna
think I think he kind of knows it too, you know, like he knows that
But,
that's
like,
what his
honestly-
NFL career is.
so cool, and like he's come a decade later than Fitz, where like he's gonna get paid a lot to do that shit. So like, yeah, I just like him just because like I hope he gets on the Lions one day. Honestly, like that's
I would buy that. I would buy that jersey for sure.
I would instantly buy that jersey. That would be awesome.
Well, when Jared's time's up and Hendon Hooker takes a starting job, he can be the backup to Hendon Hooker.
All right. Well, now that we're talking about fucking random ass quarterbacks, I think it's
And then
time to move
Hooker, I believe,
on.
is already 30. So it's crazy.
All
All right,
right.
take it away then.
We let him rip.
This is Would You Rather. I'm going to be giving you a quarterback. We're going to play Would You Rather, that quarterback, this quarterback. And based off of last episode's controversy, we're doing Would You Rather Kirk Cousins edition. And I
Oh,
feel like
God.
we'll still kind of be in that realm of
All I know is by the end of this, I'm absolutely gonna want to choke Colin out.
No, hold on. I totally forgot that this was supposed to be the episode we were gonna like go into the Kirk shit.
This is
I guess we're doing it now, but I forgot
Yeah.
that was like we said that was like, oh, this is gonna be all this.
I can
episode.
tell you right now, doing this segment is going to make me realize I'm a lot higher on Kirk than I thought I was. I can tell you that right now.
What?
I'm going to accidentally put him at like
You're
5 in the
wild,
league.
Colin.
Colin, you should. First off, me and Marshall like Kirk. I don't fucking know how Dallas is. Colin, out of all of us, you should love Kirk Cousins.
I
He should
love
be your.
Kirk
He should be
as a
your
Spartan.
Matthew Stafford.
I think
He
he's
should be
been
your Matthew Stafford.
mid as fuck in the NFL. He's been mid as fuck.
You're mid as
See,
fuck.
See, if I like
He was a
some
legend. He
fucking,
was 4-0 against Michigan. Like, that's great.
he should be your fucking like god, dude. You should.
I'm
love
gonna
him
I'll
so
ask
much. I don't know why
Colin
you don't.
He misses Connor Cook.
that he does. Colin, in your explanation, what makes Kirk Cousins mid in your eyes?
He doesn't have.
He's not Drew Brees.
He's not Drew Brees.
I mean, fair.
But
Drew
like
Brees over Kirk.
when I think of like top 10 quarterbacks, like even the ones that don't have like the accolades that some of the other ones do, like, you know, Patrick Mahomes with his couple of rings now, like they're still like something about him that you can just like tell. And not Matthew Stafford, fucking Kirk Cousins just doesn't have it.
There it is.
You know,
I thought Donnie had the worst take of why Matthew Stafford's at 2, but Colin's take of why isn't Kirk in the top 10?
he's just not it.
I don't feel it. I don't.
He
The
doesn't.
connection.
It's not that I don't just.
Kirk
It's not that I can't just feel it, but like,
what are we doing?
I don't think there's any
honestly,
quarterback in the top 10 like
I am
that
sorry,
I would
Donnie,
take
that I ever shit on you for your takes, bro. What?
Kirk instead.
I'm sorry, but saying a QB is not in the top 10 because it just doesn't feel
I
right
think
is
he's
the wildest thing of all
mid.
time.
Well, it's not that it just doesn't feel right. Like there's other aspects to it, but like that's
Well, then state them.
Hold on. I'm gonna kind of like split the difference because like obviously I'm on Marshall's side and I love Kirk, but like Colin, you are also kind of right, but just not in like the normal way. Like
right.
I agree. Like those like upper echelon of guys, like you kind of just like watch them play and you're like, there's
Kirk
not
Cousins to me is what people outside of Detroit thought about Matthew Stafford while he was on the Lions. If that makes sense.
That's a wild thing to say.
All right, now you might have lost me.
Like he's okay.
Man,
He's good enough to get into the playoffs every year.
Hold on.
But like
so your point is
he's not going to win
Kirk
anything in
Cousins?
his entire career. He's not going to win anything in his entire career.
Fucker.
And he's been good enough to keep him on teams
Wish
for
I
a
had
while.
a mute button for Colin.
But he's not like
he's not a needle mover. He's not a needle
mover.
Oh my God, Colin.
And like when you're a quarterback that doesn't have the accolades like Kirk Cousins does, that's like the one thing that separates you from other people. And like how you said that like 2 through fucking 5 or whatever it was for your top 10, like that's kind of how I feel about like 11 through 15, quite honestly.
I think that's how most people feel like 11 through 15.
Like the top half of quarterbacks are all pretty good, and like each grouping is like, you know, it's not like a super huge difference.
You're talking about accolades, but like Herbert's in your top 10, like even Joe Burrow, you could say.
I'm taking both of them over Kirk Cousins, no question.
I know, but you're talking about accolades, and
you have those guys high and they don't have accolades. Is what
they're the needle movers. They're the needle movers.
Colin, what is your?
I
don't have my top 10 laid out. I don't have my top 10 laid out.
Can we just do the would you rather?
Fucking talk about?
We're just gonna do the would you rather. Yes.
Let's do the would you rather.
All right.
This is gonna be a hell of a jump cut from the first 30 seconds of the segment to now.
Yes, sir. All right, starting off strong, obviously, we got to talk about our boy. Would you rather Kirk Cousins or Jared Goff?
Jared Goff. If you take Kirk, you're a fucking cop.
Jared Goff. I was already going Jared Goff.
I know I put one of them like 7 and one of them 8 on the list.
I also did that.
But Jared is a top 5 quarterback. I don't want to fucking hear it.
Ooh,
I can't remember.
That might be a hot take there.
What'd you say? What did you say? Jared top 5?
I can't remember.
Quarterback.
I can't remember who I said was who, but honestly, sitting here, I love Jared. I'm gonna go Kirk. It's so close to me. I would go
Top
Kirk.
watch.
I want Jared.
I'm gonna look because I can't remember who I put where, but I'm pretty sure I put Kirk first. I stand by that.
I think you put Kirk ahead of Jared in your rankings. That was another issue that I had that I forgot
You did
about.
put Kirk ahead of Jared.
It's extremely close though. Like those two, I feel like they have like the same issues, kind of. You know what I mean? It's I don't know.
That man won in Detroit. I don't give a fuck. That puts you top 5 like all time.
All time. Oh.
So Jared, okay, hold on, guys. Jared Goff or fucking Dan Marino, apparently. Because what the fuck are we doing?
Same amount of Super Bowl rings.
Dan Marino sucked.
All right.
Fuck up.
All right. Would you rather Kirk Cousins or Matthew Stafford?
Matthew Stafford.
Guess I'm gonna be the lone Kirk. I'm definitely going Kirk.
Shut the fuck
No
up.
way.
You do not think that.
I literally put Kirk above Matthew Stafford in my top 10.
He did.
Marshall, respectfully, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. There's no fucking way. Now that I'm thinking about it, you did do that. I can't. Shut the fuck up. It's Matthew Stafford, and it's not even fucking remotely close. Like, I'm not gonna do it. It's Matthew Stafford. Oh my fucking God. That just made me pop a fucking blood vessel in my brain. Now I feel like what the fuck is wrong with you? God damn it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Marshall didn't even have Stafford in the top 10.
He didn't.
Moving
Yeah.
on.
Oh my god.
He was 11.
Oh my god.
Oh, he was your honorable mention, wasn't he?
He was,
Oh my fucking god. I honestly, I honorably want to kick your fucking ass just for fucking doing that. I cannot fucking believe you did that.
This was a
This is
great
my first
idea.
time- This is my first time seeing him since that shit.
Oh,
Fuck you.
did. No, it is not. I didn't top that. We literally just saw each other 2 days ago.
Yeah,
Literally.
fuck you. We were at the lake though, and that was good vibes.
All right, honorable mention or not honorable mentions. Fucking would you rather?
This man.
God damn it.
All right, next up we have Kirk Cousins or Dak Prescott.
Dak.
It's Kirk. It's
It's
Kirk.
Kirk. Again,
It's
it's
Kirk.
Kirk. Not really close.
You're racist. It's Dak.
What?
Ugh.
It's
What
Dak. Give me Dak.
It's Kirk.
Give me
Kirk,
Dak.
Definitely. It's Kirk.
Why would Dak
Why is
be-
it Kirk?
It's
Why
Kirk.
would it be Dak?
It's Kirk.
He just had a runner-up
He was
MVP
at
I was
a
gonna
season.
say he was the
Yeah.
MVP runner-up, dude.
So I'm not gonna go deep into it because who knows how it would have ended, but Kirk through 5 weeks was literally like fucking double motherfuckers in pass yards. Like he was on pace to be an MVP candidate too. So what's like
Okay.
that doesn't really mean
I
shit.
already gave my argument a while
I
ago.
also don't think
for-
that was going to be
It's
sustainable.
not
for
close.
Kirk.
I will say, remember when
He was
Dak
gonna regress
Prescott
to
was
the
on
mean
pace for
eventually.
6,000 passing yards also, and then got hurt?
That
It's
was, like
kind of like
20, that was like 12 years ago or something.
12 years ago. No,
Who?
that's
That,
That-
was,
that
like-
was-
that was 2020.
Kirk,
wasn't it?
Kirk Cousins was
And
still
that
in
was-
Washington by that
And that
point.
was cool. Maybe Dak that year would have been better than Kirk, but we're living here in fucking now, and Kirk's better. I don't give a fuck.
I agree.
I don't know. Coming off of an injury, it's kind of tough to say.
All right, that's fine.
Kirk.
Coming on, if losing to the Packers alone should put that. This man.
Well, Kirk knows plenty about
Oh,
losing
yeah,
to the Packers.
100%.
Yeah, not in the playoffs though.
And not in the
Yeah,
playoffs.
because he
To
couldn't
Jordan
get there
Love.
enough.
It doesn't
How
matter.
often
Get
are
there
you
enough.
gonna fucking? How often are you going to meet a divisional rival in the playoffs?
That's very true.
Almost happened to us.
I guess that's true.
This one's gonna be fun. Kirk Cousins or Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers.
It's Kirk. It's Kirk.
We'll see how this year goes, but right now it's definitely Kirk.
It's Kirk. We haven't seen Rodgers actually have a good year.
I do
in
not give a fuck.
2021 was the last
And
time
we
I
saw
saw-
Kirk. Yes, but not only we haven't seen Rodgers play, Colin, but the last time we saw Kirk play, he was playing super fucking good. And the last time we actually
Listen,
saw
I
Rodgers
think
play,
I think that
he
was
was playing
like
awful.
above average, but like he was gonna regress to the mean eventually.
and I think
If he
Aaron
was so good, why didn't
it's-
the fucking Vikings keep him?
because I think they wanted to go younger, and that was literally it. I think that was the only
With
reason.
this fucking quarterback class,
I-
you really think JJ McCarthy's gonna be better than Kirk Cousins in Minnesota?
I think that
Whoa! I tuned out for like half a second. And whoa!
he's
Who
arguing
think-
why
who
would
thinks what?
JJ be as good. He's arguing why would JJ be as good. Not he didn't say he would be.
No. I said because I asked if he was playing so well and that he was gonna enter this season being great. Why didn't the Vikings keep him? Why did they move on?
My response to that would be in twofold.
Why does anybody move on from anybody? It's time.
I feel like me and Marshall can share these two sentiments. My 2 points would be one, I think it was a mistake. Like I don't think it was a good move. If I was the Vikings GM or coach, I wouldn't have fucking done it. I'd start there. And then two, I think that O'Connell there is such a good offensive play caller. I think the Vikings his thought is, okay, we might get a guy who's 75 to 85% of Kirk, but we're getting him at fucking a seventh the money, and I think we can take that money, put around him, and maybe reach higher than what
Colin,
Kirk
the same question you just
Give him
asked, you
more
could ask, why did the Packers let Rodgers go? Why did the Patriots let Brady go?
Well,
Why
that
did
was
they-
that was definitely a
on-
Rodgers thing more than a.
I
Yeah,
would-
but I'm
Packers
just
thing.
no, I'm
I
just
would-
using this
I
as
would-
I'm using this as reference, not just those guys, but why do quarterbacks leave teams, bro? Sometimes it is just time to move on. Like it is just that time. You just got to move on. I wasn't using those guys and saying that that's the exact same situation. I'm
True.
saying if you look at
No, I
every
see that point.
quarterback, every good quarterback, like it literally just will get moved on. Honestly, like literally, you look at
I see
all
that point.
quarterbacks.
I'm
We should
still
also
locked
say
in with
that-
Aaron Rodgers though.
There's not really a precedent to a top 10-ish quarterback leaving teams like that, though. Often it's
True.
Kirk has. So I'll give you that.
He's not a top
Still
10 quarterback.
Still Kirk.
He's not a top 10 quarterback.
Yeah, he is.
But-
He's literally number 7 or 8, whatever. I forget.
All right, Kirk Cousins or Brock Purdy?
Kirk.
Oh my god. Oh, buddy, you guys
Unfortunately,
go.
I'm gonna have to go Kirk Cousins.
God damn.
Kirk. It's definitely Kirk.
Yeah, fucking didn't think I'd be winning this early on a fucking Monday night. Yeah, it's fucking Kirk. It's not even close. Brock Purdy couldn't sniff that man's jockstrap. Like, what are
They
we doing?
sniff more playoff wins. Kirk Cousins
I
or
would too if I was on the
CJ
fucking
Stroud?
What'd you say?
Ooh.
Kirk Cousins or CJ Stroud?
Hold on, before we answer
CJ.
this, are you guys under the logic of like literally right now or like the next 2 years? Like, what are you guys thinking?
I'm
If
going
it's-
straight
what-
off the dome. Which quarterback would I take right now?
Is it right? If it is
All right,
right
right now.
now,
Right now, who are you taking to lead the season?
CJ Stroud.
Gee, man. Gosh, that is tough. That's a good damn question. Neither.
The one part that made me want to pick Kirk is, like I said earlier, is I don't know that I've necessarily seen enough, but my gut instinct is telling me that I'm taking CJ.
That is probably the hardest one, I think, that I'm gonna have to decide between.
Yeah, I'm with Marshall because I think
CJ looked so good, and honestly, I think he can. I don't.
could be better, but he could easily be better, but he could also come out and be easily fucking have a sophomore slump and be way worse.
Yeah, but Kirk could also come out and join a new team and not be as great.
Especially
Yeah,
the
but-
Falcons.
I'm gonna
No
go.
shot.
You say that like the Falcons have a bad roster.
They've had a really good roster for like 3 years. And,
They're
it's
awful.
like-
And Desmond Ritter at quarterback. What are we talking
I'm
about?
not saying the quarterback play was a good part of the roster.
I
You
know.
still, you still had Kyle Pitts, Bijan's there,
I know, that's what I'm
Drake
saying.
London.
I know.
And
That's
it's
what I'm
a
saying.
7 and
They
10
have
roster. for
they
a
have
reason.
a great roster, but literally have never had a good quarterback.
Which I agree.
I don't know about great roster.
I think there's like
Pretty good
maybe
roster.
4
They have a
great
pretty
Solid.
decent
It's solid.
roster.
It's solid.
They have a
And
good
it's
enough
a good
roster to
one.
be top half of the league.
It's a good enough roster to win that division. I guess
Their
what I'm saying.
offense is.
Well, it's
is-
also
is-
the NFC South. That's
Their
not really
offense.
saying much.
Their offense is a
Kinda
pretty.
exactly what I'm
They
saying.
have a stacked offense. They have a stacked offense.
Defense is very good. They have like nobody on defense.
Their defense, they have players. They have AJ
When
Terrell.
you-
They've got good players on defense.
Okay, when you're starting Jeff Okuda as your corner 2, I think you have fucking issues on defense. Not gonna lie. Sorry.
Yeah,
I could
but
be wrong.
They still have a good roster, but I'm gonna take Kirk just to be safe.
Yeah, like Marshall said, this is the toughest one. If I had to pick one, I think CJ has the traits where he's gonna get better, so I'll say him. But like, it's fucking very, very, very close. And I'm banking on CJ getting better.
Kirk Cousins or Jalen Hurts?
Jalen.
Yeah, I'll go Jalen.
Jalen, not really.
And then the last quarterback that I had was Kirk Cousins versus Tua.
Kirk.
Kirk.
Kirk easy.
Yeah.
And then let's run it back, actually. Kirk Cousins or Trevor Lawrence?
Trevor Lawrence.
This week I actually think I'm going to take Trevor Lawrence. Actually, I'm gonna,
See if I could trip somebody
seen a
up.
lot of
you know?
tape in the last week.
Give me Kirk.
All right, it is trivia time here on the Fourth and Wrong podcast. We are going to be doing the classic wheel spin competition. We got Colin, we got Marshall, we got Donnie, we got the Wheel of Years. I'm going to be spinning the Wheel of Years to determine what year we're basing it off of. Then I'm going to spin the topics wheel. Starting with the years, though, it goes from 2009 to present. The year we're going to be messing with today is 2021, so pretty recent year.
All right.
Not too bad. All right. And then the topic for today, for the year 2021, we are going to be guessing the top 10 passing yards leaders for 2021. All right. Now you guys can gather your thoughts as I pull up the list.
I don't think Drew Brees is going to be on there.
Oh, damn, that was going to be my
Not
first guess.
this year,
Yes!
unfortunately.
Genuinely, I was going to say Drew Brees as a first guess, like as a joke.
Jesus Christ. Carson, you can't say that jokingly anymore. He might legit actually guess Drew Brees.
No.
It could be 2009 rushing yards leaders, and he's gonna be like, Drew
Dude,
Brees did
Drew
play this.
Brees. Yeah.
All right, Colin, get us started.
Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes is 4th on the list for that year.
I'll go next with a top 10 quarterback in the NFL right now, Kirk Cousins.
If he's not on there, that's gonna look bad.
Woo! Made the cut at 9.
He's on.
That would have been crazy. Top 10 quarterback, Kirk Cousins.
Made the
he's
cut at
fucking
9.
All right, 2021. I believe Tom Brady led the league in passing yards that year.
Yes, he did. 5,316 yards.
Sir,
Give me a quarterback that's better than Kirk Cousins. Give me Aaron Rodgers.
Cutting it close. Number 10, Colin.
Fuck.
Aaron
That kind of hurts
Rodgers.
the
All
agenda
right.
there, doesn't it?
By
Let
less
me-
than 100 yards difference.
Let me get a quarterback that's worse than Kirk Cousins, Matthew Stafford.
Matthew Stafford, number 3 on the list.
I don't want to go. No, fuck. All right. 2021. Let me get.
No.
Let me get Justin Herbert.
Number 2, that was his 5,000-yard passing season.
I got
We-
We're
number
all
one.
tied up at 2. We have numbers 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 5. Wait, 6.
I think we're missing 3.
No, 3 was Stafford.
We're missing 4.
Yeah.
4
duh,
total.
If we're all at 2, we have.
Are we
4
missing
total
5, 6, 7, 8?
5, 6, 7, and 8. Yes, we are.
Go.
This was the Rams Bengals Super Bowl year, right?
Oh, Colin, was it?
Maybe.
It would
Could
have been.
could have been the Saints freaking Packers Super Bowl year, yeah.
Yeah, shut
There-
the fuck up. Well then, I feel like he's probably gonna just miss the cut, but give me Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow at number 6.
Oh, okay.
There you go, Colin. Marshall.
Give me Dak Prescott.
Number 7, Dak Rain Prescott.
I feel like I always end up being.
2 quarterbacks left is wild.
Mhm.
2 QBs left. We've been flawless so far.
It's always like this. It always comes the third go around me, and I feel like it's when it gets hard.
Mhm.
2021. What numbers do we have? 7, 8, lower numbers?
We're missing 5 and 8.
Fuck. I'm either gonna win or lose based on this rip. I'm gonna go Lamar Jackson.
Donnie, Lamar Jackson did not make the cut.
Yep, GG's. I hate this. We're switching up the order every fucking time. It
He
comes
was 2021. That was the year
Fuck.
he injured himself that year. He didn't play half the season.
Did
down.
we
Fucking
guess, because we were kind of firing them off pretty quick? Did we say Josh Allen?
We did not say Josh Allen. Josh
Oh,
Allen
Josh
is
Allen number
in.
8?
He is number 8.
All right. That felt so
Marshall.
right to me. I was like, it's gotta be.
I hate Josh Allen even more now. Fuck him.
All right, Marshall. Let me lay the groundwork. You get this right, you tie. You and Colin can then go into sudden death.
I have 2 people that I think it is, but I don't know which one I want to guess. They're both very decent quarterbacks. Oh,
Door's
there's
open for me to tie.
For the chance of sudden death.
the door's not open for you to tie, I don't think.
If you get it wrong and I get it right, then me and
You
Colin
both
tie.
would tie.
You
Yeah.
get- If
No,
you
Colin-
get it
Colin-
right,
You would
Colin
tie
has
with each
4.
other, but
Marshall has 3.
I would have it.
Donnie has 2.
How do I have 2?
You
Because
just
you
got
only
one
got 2
wrong.
questions right.
You just
Yeah,
got one wrong. No one else has gotten one wrong.
That makes okay, whatever. Go.
It's either my gut is telling me it's either Jimmy G or Derek Carr. And I think I'm gonna go Derek Carr.
You took the gamble, Marshall.
Oh, it didn't pay off. No,
It paid off.
Oh, let's
Derek
go.
Carr, number 5. We are going
Oh my
into
gosh.
sudden death.
Gosh, it's meant to be here longer.
Colin.
Should have got it wrong.
I'm going to give you the rest of the NFL to name a quarterback closest to the top 10. Marshall will then follow.
I just
oh
Isn't there one spot left?
no.
Nope,
We got
that is
no,
all 10.
that was it. Fuck. Could I get who was 10?
10 was Aaron Rodgers.
Was Aaron Rodgers.
11 to the rest of the league do not have 4,000 passing yards.
Oh shit.
Everything is under 4,000 yards.
Fuck, man.
Right.
I didn't think getting 11 would be hard.
Good lord. We're gonna be here till freaking Christmas.
Oh, there's so many quarterbacks, bro. Just pick one.
I know,
Fucking
but I want
Lord.
to try and get 11.
Tom Savage.
Who else was good that year?
I hope Colin loses now just because of how long he's taking.
Russell Wilson.
Oh, I gotta scroll down for Russell Wilson.
Oh.
Oh, hold on. Don't say what spot he has. Marshall guess, and then you should review. Give us some more.
Dude, I think I got
Fuck,
this
it's
one.
over. It's
I think
over.
I think I got this one in the back. I'm gonna go. I think he was pretty good that year. I'm gonna go Kyler Murray.
Oh, I gotta scroll down for that one too.
Oh,
No way!
He
No
beat
way!
me.
No
He
way!
beat me.
No
I
way!
looked
give me
it up.
Marsh.
No way!
So Kyler Murray was 14th in passing yards. Russell Wilson was 22nd.
That's fucking insane.
I'm surprised,
bro.
Marshall, you didn't go Jimmy G because he was 12th in passing yards.
Oh, I
Jimmy
saw
G
that.
was
I said
12.
Jimmy G.
Number 11th was Matt Ryan.
I guess that
didn't-
makes sense.
Or something. How was he ever that low? That was still when he was with Seattle.
Well, that's what
Uh,
I thought. I was like, he
he
never
was
had like
with
an
Seattle.
awful season.
That was
He
last
only
year.
played 14 games that year.
Oh, that'll
So I
do
think
it.
that was the year he hurt his hand.
I don't
Or that-
remember. I guess I do remember. I was gonna say I don't remember him getting hurt in Seattle his last year because I believe that's his last Seattle year. But yeah, I do remember him hurting his hand. I guess I just didn't think it was that year.
So Marshall is our winner for the wheel spin.
And no way! I just
trivia.
looked up the
GG.
list just to see who else was on here, and I scrolled down to see Tim Boyle. Thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, please leave a like. Like I said, check out the TikTok. I'll be running it. We're posting some TikToks. I know Dallas is posting some YouTube shorts here and there, so make sure you go check those out. We're obviously really ready for football season. We'll be, going back to one a week when football season comes back, but for right now, we'll stay to 2 a week. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Subscribe if you're new. Please leave a like, and we will see you guys in 2 weeks. Peace.